Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So as you all know guys, I have done an end-to-end data analytics project and I have shared that video also with few users for initial feedback gathering and everything. They have loved the video. So now guys, I have realized that project-based learning is going to be the way I'm gonna make this channel. Any content you want guys, you can DM me. I'll make sure that you have the resources. And in context of resources guys, we'll be building a product today, an actual product that is deployed. So first of all, this is an end-to-end generative AI project, end-to-end data science project, end-to-end chatbot. Guys, see, chatbots are going to be the future. So as you as a data scientist, ML engineer, AI engineer must realize the importance of chatbots. So guys, let's try to see what we are building today. So we'll be building this chatbot. Okay, this is deployed. So let's just try to refresh it. So I have created a data science assistant for you. Obviously I'll release it as well, so you guys can also use. Guys, whatever resources you need, obviously in my backend you will see the backend as well. Not every resource is there, but I'll try to make sure that every resource gets updated. But the main thing is that how this is going to work. So see guys, let's say you want resources for your interview guide. Hi, I need resources for interview prep, please guide. See guys, then it's going to suggest you some resources, hopefully. Yeah, so you're able to see it has suggested you 30-day interview guide, free cheat sheets as well, important certifications as well. Just try to see guys, everything is being rendered. If you want to go and have a look at these cheat sheets, you can just control C and see those cheat sheets. So guys, this type of project I'll teach you how to make, and we'll discuss on a lot of things. So let's get started. I think this is a very unique and interesting project. This is an actual product guys, which has a use case. This is not any toy project. So guys, first of all, I thought that let me give you a glimpse of what Flask is, because I think some of you might not know Flask. So what is Flask? See, Flask is a micro web framework. So see guys, whenever you need to create an end-to-end application in Python, people tend to use Flask in Django. Now, Flask is relatively simpler than Django and it is easy to pick up. So that is why I have used Flask. Okay. But in case you need some very big website, a lot of database connections and related stuff, then maybe you can go for Django. But for the time being, let's keep it simple. We'll be sticking to Flask. So Flask is a web framework written in Python. So guys, you can create websites. So essentially you can create systems where communication happens. What sort of communication happens? Communication between your browser and server. It's simple guys. From the browser you will receive a request and server is going to respond to it. This is basic 6th class computer science. Okay, now the thing is, Flask is called a micro framework, not that because it lacks any capability. The idea is that it has most capabilities, but it's simple to use and stuff. So now we have discussed demo. I have given you an introduction of Flask. Now let's see what is the folder structure of the project. So see guys, whenever you build a project in Flask, there needs to be a particular folder structure. So first of all, you would always have what you call it as requirements.txt. Requirements.txt contains the packages that you need. We need Flask, I need LangChain, I need .env, I need Gunicorn. Okay, this one is used for deployment purposes. We'll talk about it later. LangChain is going to be the framework that we'll be using to create chatbot. .env is going to help me load my secrets from my env file. And what is Langsmith? Guys, in this project I have even included Langsmith. You will see what is Langsmith very soon. And my Flask. Okay, so now all you need to do is guys create a virtual environment and get it up. In all my videos I have shown it. Okay, so probably in case you are new to this channel and stuff, so you can just have a look at it. Okay, this is not very difficult on how to create a virtual environment. These notes would be provided to you as well. All you need to do is run this command, Python, this command, and then you need to activate this. Okay, virtual environment. Post virtual environments, you need to do a pip install of your requirements.txt. requirements.txt. Okay, now once your requirements.txt gets installed, then everything is going to be done, at least in terms of the environment. So we are good. We are discussing about Flask folder structure. So guys, see, the next thing you need is a templates file in which there will be one file called index.html. Okay sir, I don't know HTML. Even guys, I don't know HTML, but it's okay. You just need to take a template and build your application on top of that, since you have to showcase to the recruiter or to someone that you understand application building. That is very essential part. And in case you are targeting any product based companies, guys, companies nowadays are building products. Even I am building products in my organization, so you may be using some very minimal front end knowledge, and nowadays you have AI tools, guys, so leverage it, try to have basic understanding and merge it. So you should have a templates folder, you should have a static folder. In static folder you will put CSS and JavaScript. I'm not using CSS and JavaScript, I'm using one file only, index.html. But yes, maybe in between I have used some bit of JavaScript, but guys, don't worry, I haven't written this code. This code was from a template which I generated with the help of generative AI for this project purpose. Okay, so don't worry. The next thing you need is app.py. So let's guys get started on our application and let's try to understand how everything is going to happen. Line by line code explanation I have given. I'll be talking about it line by line. Let's move to the next thing, introduction to Flask. So guys, see, I'll just give you a very quick introduction to Flask if someone is new. As I told you, it is used to create web-based applications in Python. So see guys, this is the thing. This is the file lecture.py. Here you need to import Flask from Flask and then you need to create a route. So now this is only thing you need to understand, because you would be dealing in these type of situations where the front end person has designed a system, he's gonna send it back and to this route, and you need to write this function. That's all guys, that's all you need to do. Don't worry about index.html, that's just a template. So from index.html we'll be capturing the input, and that input would be transferred to this route. Okay, I'll show you how. But right now this is a simple application, let's just run it. So it would be like this, py lecture.py. Okay, so this is simple, let's just try to open it. Okay, so there is some issue that is coming, it's fine. I don't think there should be any issue, probably because I have not created a base route, so I have created .home route. So see guys, this is my local host, okay, and this is my local host, this is my port number, and this is the route that I have created. Okay, so just to realize that here you need to create a route, and basically all applications for you as a data scientist would be of the fact that someone is going to write some HTML code, someone is going to get it done for you, and then they're gonna be sending input to you. Let's say they are sending height and weight and age, so you need to recommend them a health plan using generative AI or any of the tech stack. So that is how it is done. So this is the basic of Flask. This much Flask is enough guys, you don't need to know anything more. Whatever is being told is enough, and I am here, we'll try to discuss on everything. So that's fine, I'll talk about Jinja 2 template, and yes, for the time being you don't need to get into requests, but yeah, essentially you're sending requests only. So there are two types of requests, get and post. So in get request, the data is a part of URL, but in post requests, basically let's say you are doing any login and all, right? So you don't tend to send your username and password via the URL, so that's post request. That's fine, that's okay, we'll talk about all these things little late. Let's try to close it. So now you understand the basic folder structure, how you need a static, how you need an index. So let's just see index.html. So see guys, index.html, to some of you, you might be thinking you don't know HTML, but as I said, even I don't know HTML a lot. But try to understand guys, if you're building an application, there would be some front end layer involved, and all the piece of code that you need to see is this, where there is a function written in JavaScript which is going to await exhaust.post. okay, it is going to post message at this route at the rate chat. Now let's go to app.py, just keep that in mind. Let's just go to app.py and study the code line by line. Guys, everything will be done line by line. I won't leave everything because I have made this, I understand each bit of it. So guys, first of all, we are importing the libraries .env. Why .env? Because from this I have written some API credentials. So those would be given to you. Okay, so just try to not copy my API credentials, guys. All these things are quite basic. Okay, and guys, I'm using Anthropic because I have few credits left. I have purchased few credits. Guys, you can use Gemini, you can convert the code, and this is your exercise, guys. If you want to be a AI developer, you should know when how to convert the code to another LLM. LangChain is a framework that we would be using. From LangChain you can route to any major LLM provider. Okay, Gemini, OpenAI, Anthropic, Mistral, whatever you want, you can have a look at it. I'm sure LangChain would have a module for it. So we are importing stuff. Okay, what are we doing? We are doing conversation chain. Guys, see, what are chains in general? Also, what are chains? Chain is nothing, it's a component, right? It is a thing in which you bind multiple elements together and then you formulate. It's the same way we'll be showing you how I have used chain. Then I'm using conversation buffer memory. Why, guys? Because I want my chatbot to have a history feature, that it should be able to retain history as well. And then I'm using prompt template. Okay, this is all importing libraries. Any problem, guys? I think no. Then we are loading .env file. This is also fine. Then what I have done is I have set Langsmith. So what is Langsmith? Let me show you what is Langsmith. Let me open Langsmith for you. Langsmith. Okay, now I'll be showing you what is Langsmith. So let me just sign up. So see, guys, Langsmith is like in LLM. It will help me log, it will help me document, log everything. Okay, so here this is test.llm. Whatever request I'll send, it will get logged over here. It will tell me how many tokens it used, what is the cost of it, everything it is going to log. Okay, so the responses to this chatbot are logged, and you can even use this type of data in order to retrain your system via RLHF. Okay, let's not talk about that. That's very advanced topic for the time being. But yeah, how do I show you where is the app that was deployed? Yeah, so let me send it hi. So I've sent it hi. Let me refresh this system. See, you have input as high. Now if I open this, you will be able to see everything. See, it has high, it is able to retain history. I'm able to see how many total tokens are there. I'm able to see latency, everything I'm able to see, even the cost, guys. There is a column of cost. I think that is not coming up because the cost for this conversation is very minimum, because I'm using Sonnet model. Sonnet is Anthropic's cheapest model. And no, I think no, Sonnet is not the cheapest model. Haiku is the most cheapest model. I must be using Haiku over here. Let me check which model I'm using. Okay, I'm using Sonnet only. So yeah, I'm using Sonnet only. So Sonnet or Haiku, I just got a little confused in naming. Let's just try to see, guys. Sometimes I usually don't miss names, but this time I'm getting confused. Haiku versus Sonnet Claude. I don't want anything, I just want to see there. So on the cost part, Sonnet is in between. Yeah, so Haiku is the cheapest one, so I was right, and Sonnet is in middle. So I'm using Sonnet only for the time being. So I must be incurring some sort of cost, but it must be less only, so it is not being able to display in terms of 0.11 something dollar, but that is okay. Okay, so now let's just try to see. Now you have understood Langsmith. Why I need Langsmith? Because for my AI application, I need tracing. I need to log user message. I need to log my chatbot output. I need to log the cost. I need to log my tokens. This will help me create a good management system. The next thing is prompting. Guys, see, I have created a dedicated lecture, 2 lectures on prompt engineering in my AI playlist. So please watch that as well in my AI engineering playlist. So here I have written a prompt and I have basically told the model, hey, whenever user asks something, provide him these resources. Okay, so you can add on resources. This is simple. Okay, based on the history, human input, this is it's the context, right? Current conversation, what is the history in that conversation, and what is the input that is coming, it is going to reply. Just read the prompt. You are a concise, helpful data science chatbot. Your role is to provide brief, relevant information and resources on data science, ML, AI, data engineering, and analytics. Okay, guys, so it's simple. Just stack more resources. I'm going to be stacking top resources, guys. These are all my personal, most of them are all my personal resources. Few publicly available resources I have used, which are state of the art. Okay, so we are going good. Now we are creating a prompt template. Okay, so obviously you need prompt, right? So I'm creating a prompt template with the help of this, and input variables are history and input. What is history and input? Input is the current user message, and history is the set of conversations that the chatbot has had with the user. Simple, guys. That is the power of using LLM, sorry, LangChain. If you would do it manually, you would have to code a lot of things. The next thing is I'm initializing an LLM. Guys, these are basic things. Okay, I need to initialize a LLM. What are the parameters? Some people ask, sir, please explain parameter. Model, what is the model name? What is the API key? What is the temperature? So temperature is a parameter that controls hallucination or randomness in the LLM. If you want to set it to, it's from 0 to 1. So the more you set it, some LLMs have even more, but I think LangChain has scaled it to 0 to 1. So just check it once. I'm not super sure, but yeah, I usually keep it 0 because I want to make I'm usually not working in those domains where you want the LLM to be innovative. You just want him to follow certain set of instructions. Max token, so what should be the output token limit? Timeout none, and max retries 2. So what usually happens is, once I send it request, sometimes the request can fail. Why? Let's say Anthropic server is down. Usually these kind of things don't happen, but that is why you have max retry. The next thing is conversation chain. See guys, you are creating a chain by integrating everything. You are creating in by prompt. What is prompt? I have defined prompt. LLM I have defined. Verbose is equal to true. It's going to just give a log. Memory. So this is the memory module, conversation buffer memory. They have created a memory module for you so that you don't have to write a lot of code. Done. Now what will happen is, now comes the interesting part, that once the user will go on the base URL. So let me run py.app.py. So first of all, once we are going to hit the thing, what it is going to do, let me go to my thing. So on this thing it usually runs, not on @home. Simple. On this you will have this. Okay, why? Because here it's only plain. Okay, so it's clear, right? So whenever you have this decorator, it's going to get you to this system. And what is this? This is going to render template. Okay, so we are rendering template index.html. This is possible because of Jinja 2 template engine. It's fine if you don't understand, you don't need to, but be careful that it is going to render index.html, and index.html is a code that's going to just be doing this. Okay, this is like the system, and now whatever messages you send it, those would be pinged to @chat. And see, user message request.json. Why we are able to get those requests? We are sending a post request in the index.html code, right? I've shown you over here. See here, this is the only piece of code you need to understand. And then we are asking, we are just trying to do the dot predict and get the output and return it. That's it, guys. Simple. So this is how, guys, using LangChain helps you. Using frameworks help you in merely in 120 lines of code. And these are not 120 lines of code, because half of the space is just taken by the prompt only. So guys, understand, this is why generative AI is super useful these days, because in very minimal coding you're able to get good production ready applications. You just need to be little you knowing about basic things, right? What we have done, we have used basic Flask. All what we are doing is we have created an HTML. It is sending request to where? To this route @chat in the form of post request, and then we are getting the request, and then we are returning the request. Return response.jsonify. So it's gonna push it back. That's it, guys. Simple. The browser is sending request to @chat. Is returning in the form of JSONify, and it's pushing back to the UI. That's it, guys. Simple UI. I don't think you need anything more for this type of application. This much is good. I have explained you everything in this project, guys. You have covered LangChain, you have covered Langsmith, you have covered prompt engineering, you have used LLMs, you have used Flask. See how much tech stack everything is being covered, and see how much cleanly code is written. That's why, guys, even in my day-to-day life, I have had instances where maybe I'm writing a lot of code, but there are more efficient modules available. So guys, be aware, try to have a look at GitHub, try to study the documentation. These days specifically, I'm using LangChain, but I know Llama Index is also doing very well. So just try to understand these two frameworks, because most of you, I can guarantee you, guys, in the next 5 years, everything is not in the next 5 years, in the next 2 to 3 years, there I don't see any roles as analysts, scientists. Everything would be boiling down to generative AI. So please try to pick up on these frameworks. So guys, I don't think anything more I need to tell you about this, right? Let me give you a quick walkthrough again. So import libraries, loading Langsmith just to track so that I can log my input output. defining my prompt template so that whenever a user asks something, it gives you the dedicated resources. The next thing is defining the prompt template, initializing the Flask app, initializing my LLM, creating a chain, creating a thing that from index.html, I'll whenever I get a request in the form of post request. Okay, I told you post request, right? From the browser, it's going to be sent to server, and then I'm just predicting, and then I'm returning it to the UI. That's it, guys. Simple. And if I'm just running the app in debug mode, so what all? I haven't used any static files, so you can leave it. And guys, let's say you want to understand everything. I have given one .md file where I have written everything. Okay, so you can understand everything if you want. And also, if you have any doubts, just DM me. I'll personally take care of it. So guys, I think this is it. But now let's move to the deployment. How did I deploy this website? So I'm using something known as Render. Today is the first time I am also trying it. So guys, see, lately I have experienced that compute is going to be the next oil. In a lot of projects, I'm also facing compute deficit. I'm also sort of compute deficit, right? I don't have money. I don't have a lot of money to buy spin up resources. Okay, these resources are expensive. So Render is a platform that is going to help you deploy your website, at least Flask website, at a very minimal scale for free. I'm not sure how many websites, but yeah, it is free. So guys, see, I'll tell you how to use Render. It is very simple, guys. All you need to do is you need to create a project, go to settings. Only thing you need to add is this line, that is Gunicorn app.app. So what it will essentially is run this app.py file, and for Flask we need this Gunicorn. And the next thing is you need to have your .environment variable set up. So let me show you where I have done it. So guys, there was one option which gave me an option to set up .environment variables. I don't know. I don't need to scale events, logs, disks, environment. There is one option, environment. So see guys, here I have mentioned my API keys. Rest the code remains same. Only thing you need to do is go to Render. I'm creating here. Okay, I'm going here. Render.com. Okay, go to render.com. Open it. Click on get started for free. It's very simple, guys. You don't need anything. Connect it with your GitHub. Then you create a project. Only thing you need to know is the settings part. One thing you need to do is get this environment variable done. The next thing you need to do is that in the settings you need to mention this command this command Gunicorn app.app. Everything is going to run normally, and just connect to your repository, guys. I think if you're doing a generative AI end-to-end project, you can do these things. Only thing this is the simplest platform. Nothing is required. No compute instance choice, no commands, no file creation. Only two things. One, this Gunicorn app.app. The next thing is just set up your environment variables. Okay, because your .env is not pushed to .env is not pushed to GitHub, right? For obvious reasons. So just be careful on that reasons. You need to set up that. So use this platform. Super easy to use, super efficient to use. All you need to be worried about is two things. Again, repeating, set up your GitHub repository, Gunicorn app.app, and just set up your environment variables. If you have any doubt, just ask it. You would be able to understand it automatically, I am sure, just by following these settings. So guys, see, in this project you learned about Flask, you learned about generative AI, you learned about LLMs, you did chatbots, you created prompt engineering and deployed on Render. So guys, if you have any doubt, please DM me. I'm keeping the lecture short so that you could leverage the study material and also build up on top of that. Try to create your own chatbots. Try to come up with interesting use case for chatbots. Okay guys, and please subscribe to this channel, guys. 96% who are people who are watching are not subscribing, so please subscribe, guys. It is important for you to subscribe, and for me also, because the thing is, the algorithm doesn't work if you don't subscribe. So just make sure you subscribe. Thank you, guys.